Merry Christmas, everybody. Andrew
Ho,
here.
ho, ho, and Caleb.
How's it going, guys? It is Christmas Eve.
I'm excited.
Dude, this year's gone by fast.
Yeah. Halloween was yesterday.
Yeah.
It really feels like it
4th
was.
of July was like yesterday.
Okay, I don't really count 4th of July because I don't even think I celebrated it. I think I just stayed inside.
All right.
I can't even remember what I was doing in July.
I don't either. But still, this year has flown by. But the best month is here, December. And it's almost the end of it.
Yeah.
I think it is just because it's like the month.
December just feels like it's just a whole month of holidays.
You're just happy.
No matter what you celebrate.
You're just happy the whole time. And that's why we're making this podcast, because we just want to talk about Christmas. I was like, a few weeks ago, I kind of came up with some questions, some like top 5 movies, songs, Christmas traditions.
We're just going to run right into it?
Yeah, I'm just doing it, man.
Okay.
I'm excited. Caleb and I haven't looked at each other's answers. So, I don't know what's going to happen if there's a song.
Some strong debates.
If there's a song I like and he despises, well, this will be interesting. But we're just going to kind of go off the cuff.
I'm ready. I didn't know we were jumping right into it.
we got a fireplace going. We're sipping some hot chocolate.
I wish it was a real fireplace.
Yeah, it's like a 2-hour loop on YouTube. But yeah, we're really excited to do this podcast, guys. So what do you want to start with?
I kind of like just going... Maybe let's start with songs, then movies.
Yeah, okay, we'll start with songs.
Even though I think one of the songs on mine is going to spoil the movie. But... whatever. Let's go ahead.
I don't mind... Both of my top... We did 5. 5 songs, 5 movies. Mine are in no order. Are yours in order?
They're in order that I want to say them, but not the actual top 5 value. If that makes sense.
It makes sense,
Yeah.
but then it almost sounds like...
Like, the one I want to say first isn't actually my number 5, or like my number 1 is just... it's like the typical one. Whereas,
Okay,
like, the 5th one is the more, like, surprise one, if that makes sense.
I don't really think I have a surprise one. I'm pretty basic.
Well, go ahead and put in your, like, criteria that you gave to yourself, like, the whole Christmassy songs. And then...
Oh, for Christmas songs?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I'm going to scratch that. Because I changed the song.
Okay.
So, no more criteria.
But go ahead and say what it was, so people aren't confused.
Like my favorite song?
No, like you said.
Oh, the criteria.
Yeah.
You have 2 different kind of Christmas songs. You have, like, your traditional... like We Wish You Merry Christmas and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman. You have all those songs, and then you have
Iconic
ones. But then you also have your iconic religious ones, like The First Noel, or The Drummer Boy, or Oh Holy Night. And when I was making my list, I was trying to like balance those out, but then I couldn't, because there's one song in particular that Caleb and I listened to like right before this podcast to get some tears flowing, and I'm like, yeah, that's, scratch that criteria.
Get the heart pumping.
Yeah, and it worked. So I'm not gonna say that song first. I guess I'll say one that I'd say it's famous. It's not as iconic. It's Step Into Christmas by Elton John. Have you heard it?
Probably, but it's not ringing a bell.
Well, he's like, step into Christmas, come join together, we can watch the snow fall forever and ever.
Okay, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's very catchy.
Well, I'm glad that right off the bat we don't already have the same song.
That's good. Yeah, because we can listen to it afterwards. It's a very catchy song, and I think it's one of those, because like there's Paul McCartney's Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. Like, I feel like that, when it comes to that era of music, like the Beatles and Elton John.
Another song ruined for me by retail.
Hy-Vee. I just feel like this one kind of goes under the rug.
Shout out Hy-Vee.
Shout out Hy-Vee.
Not even 10 minutes in.
But yeah, so that's my first one. It's probably my most recent one that I've added to my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I also just like listening to it in general. because like it's a Christmas song, but also it's just really catchy. Like,
Huh. I don't really think about. I mean, there's a few songs on here I'd listen out of season.
yeah, I probably have maybe like 2 more that I would listen out of season. But so that's my first one. I'm gonna also make check marks when I mention.
Do we want to go back and forth? Or
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So one of us isn't hogging the podcast.
I feel like mine is a little more basic than that. I had to go with Deck the Halls.
Okay.
It's like the Christmas song to me.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna let you explain, but I just realized I don't think I have any of like the traditional Christmas songs.
I like that. Even though I think that's the only like traditional one. Nah. I think I'm all over the place.
Yeah, I don't have like Jingle Bells or like on the 12th day of Christmas. Like I don't have any of those songs. Like I think all
those
mine
are those are basic, but like Deck the Halls, I feel is like overall one of the key Christmas songs.
Yeah.
It could be just a holiday song too. Do they mention Christmas in the song?
No, but every time I think of that song, I just think of A Christmas Story. When they're they go to the restaurant and they're like, fra ra 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 ra, and then they chop off the goose's head.
Such a good scene.
It is a good scene.
I will spoil that isn't on my list of Christmas movies.
It is or isn't?
Isn't.
It isn't for me, but it's a family tradition that I'll get into later. So
to be funny enough, I actually didn't see that movie until like I was a teenager.
Really?
And so yeah, it doesn't really hold that much in like my Christmas memories.
Huh.
I think it was one that like I always liked the advertising for it. I always saw like Santa kicking the kid down the slide, and I was like, I don't want to watch this movie.
It's interesting,
but after watching, it's like,
I think it gets a little too much hype. Because I feel like Hollywood tries to make it like the Christmas movie, like the movie that everybody loves for Christmas, which I don't think is true. I think everybody just has their own personal take. I don't think there's one movie that should define Christmas in a nutshell.
Right.
But that's like the one that everybody wants you to think it is.
Yeah, it's the Christmas Story.
You know that there's a sequel?
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad.
We don't talk about that. I don't even think I've seen it. I just know that's universally bad. But yeah, that... Just Deck the Halls.
Deck the Halls. Alright. My second one, I was actually singing it earlier today. It's so iconic. The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole. Where it's just like Jack Frost nipping at your nose. It's just like...
Oh, is that...
Many times.
I didn't know that was called the Christmas song.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I thought that was called Chestnuts Roasting. Or like Chestnuts.
Nope, that's just the opening line.
Well, there it is.
Oh.
That's my second one.
Oh, that was my second one that I was gonna...
To be fair, it's I just like the instrumental. Like when it's just jazz. That's one song I would listen anytime.
That was mine too. I could listen to that song.
It's such a good song, but like the saxophone and piano is so relaxing. I can drift off to sleep.
My favorite line is when he says, from kids to 1 to 92.
Yeah, because we're all kids.
Because we're all kids, you know, from the moment you're 1 or until you're 92 years old. Like,
yeah,
everybody's kids, especially when it comes to Christmas time. It's just something about the warm fuzziness inside of you, and you just, I don't know, you just feel home again. You just feel like you're at home, even when you're not at home. You feel like you're at home because you just know it's that time. You listen to that music, those memories starts flowing, and but yeah, that's my...
If only we could have put that to the test. If we were like in Charleston doing catering, if we put that song on, we would be like, I'm zen.
No, I honestly, I don't know.
It's a toughie.
That's a toughie, yeah.
I
we
guess
haven't even told our viewers about catering.
That's a whole different series.
That would have been a good...
That's like a 3-hour podcast.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
Part 1.
Part 1. 9-hour epic podcast.
Yes.
Okay, well that was my number 2.
Yeah, so go ahead. Yeah.
So you go ahead. You do number 3.
Okay. Number 3. It's I don't think the actual song is associated with Christmas. maybe where it comes from is I did the is it Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. Bum, 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 bum,
Is it in
bum,
the?
da-na-na-na,
Yeah, it's
na.
Nutcracker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Nutcracker is like the Christmas ballet.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think that song is associated with Christmas. Is it?
I think it is.
Yeah. But it's classic.
It's
I
classic.
really like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it can be used in other things that aren't Christmassy. Like if I threw that into a movie, for like a intense scene, I think it would work out well. Even if it's not themed around anything.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. And a bit of a tangent. This isn't because we have the category for like video game memories from Christmas. This isn't one of them. But did you ever play Freddy Fish?
Yeah.
Yep.
Freddy Fish, Pajama Sam.
There was
Cut.
there was a Freddy Fish spin-off game where it wasn't like point and click. It was like a Pac-Man game. The premise was that you were going to get, was it Chester? Your little buddy? The green fish?
Oh, the green. I don't remember his name.
But he like messed up and like Freddy had like a collection of like seeds or something. And he messed up and like dropped it in like a current and like the seeds went everywhere. So you're basically going into levels collecting the seeds. So literally like Pac-Man. And it had, I think it had like its own like original music, but then it had like songs from the Nutcracker. And I was like, this is really cool. I love this. And Sugar Plum Fairies really stuck out. I think that's where I heard it first.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like I said, I'd never seen the Nutcracker in any format. So I'm excited about the movie to come out, even though it might be iffy. Might just be a generic.
You know it came out already.
It did?
It came out like a month ago.
What?
Like it came out like I think the week before Thanksgiving. It did bad, dude. It got like a 20%.
Well, maybe that's why I didn't hear anything. I was expecting it to come out during Christmas.
No, remember we had this conversation. Was it me or was it Connor?
Probably Connor. Shout out Connor.
Shout out Connor, dude. That it was like the throwaway movie. It was Disney's throwaway. Yeah, it was Connor. It was Disney's throwaway movie of the year because they know that Mary Poppins is gonna do great.
What's the point of making it then if you're just gonna throw it away?
Just cause
You
that, I
just
mean,
knew it
that
was
was a
bad.
wrinkle in time. That was another kind of. They think it was gonna be good, but if it's not, oh well. Like because we have all these Marvel movies coming out. So
I'm sad now. I'm not in the Christmas spirit anymore. Did anyone review it? I don't remember.
I don't know if Stuckman did or not.
Right.
I feel like Jeremy Johns did, and he like said T minus like 1 minute or something. Like, but yeah, no, it did not do good. It bombed at the box office.
Well, guess I'm not saying it. Saved myself from that travesty.
Well, sorry.
What's
about
your
that.
number 3, Andrew?
This is another classic one. Andy Williams song. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh yeah.
It's the most wonderful time.
That's one that I associate more with like commercials.
Yeah.
That's a very commercial song, like even New Year's.
It has like that big.
Like I think of like Macy's for some reason, like a Macy's commercial with a girl flipping a shopping bag around, and then most wonderful time.
It just it kind of sums up December and New Year's perfectly because they're all just going around, everybody's smiling and happy, and they're together and you're connected because it's the most
they're all
wonderful time of the year.
happy.
Yeah. And I like it. I like his voice. It's very like 50s kind of like the.
It's got that richness to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just like the microphones they had back then had that quality to it.
And it's so easy to sing along with.
Oh yeah.
Because like he's not going crazy, with like one of my picks, and I think one of your picks as well.
Yeah.
It's a song that like you could sing, but your voice is gonna crack. This one you can just sing it, and you're just like, wow, I can
because it
sing.
has a bravado to it. So for guys, it's super easy to sing.
Yeah,
And
it's
for
very
women,
easy.
I'm sure it's
Yeah.
easy to sing as well.
But yeah, it's a simple one. Like you said, I think it's another one that you can almost sing any time of the year because
Because what if you love Halloween? It's like, that's the most wonderful time of year for you.
Yeah, so then you just sing it. You're just like, it's the most wonderful time of the year for me. But yeah, so that's another one of mine. What about you?
My fourth one. I kind of cheated with this one because it's got variations. I did like, I don't know if it's like the theme, but like the soundtrack and songs in Home Alone, where it's like ba 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 ba.
John Williams, dude.
Right?
John Williams is the best composer.
It hits that sweet spot in my heart.
Like, before Hans Zimmer's came into the picture, it was John Williams. Like, early 2000s and backwards, all of the iconic themes, John Williams. And now it's Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
But, like, oh, yeah, that is...
A little bit of Thomas Newton Howard. As well.
Like, that tune, he does that in Home Alone.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
he throws...
credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even when, like, he's running away, there's kind of, like, an intense version of it.
Oh, like, when he's leaving the church?
Yeah.
That song, like...
And that's got the drums in it.
Well, I love that. You're just like, yes, it's it. Here we go. Here we go.
Like, he's setting it up.
The Wet Bandits.
The Wet Bandits. But yeah, that's definitely my spoiler.
One of your movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too. I mean, if it's not...
But maybe... we'll
we'll
talk to it later.
Bust the load here.
Well, what is your fourth?
My fourth?
To talk about.
Okay. Don't hate me.
I already do.
No, you don't.
I don't need to know what it is.
No. Actually, I don't think you'd hate me for it. Happy Christmas. John Lennon.
Hum it to me.
It's like, he goes, hold on, I'm trying to think of it. He's like,
a good sign.
A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You don't like that one?
Kind of, yeah.
Let's hope it's a good one.
Oh, yeah,
Without any fear. And like, you have like the kids kind of coming in the background singing as well, and they're like, war is... It's very hippie. John Lennon, he was very hippie person.
Yeah, the Beatles.
I don't know. I really like it. I think it's very peaceful, kind of like...
I just got triggered when it just said Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas.
I know, it's supposed to be Merry Christmas, but he says Merry Christmas, and I like that one. I don't know. It's also another one I don't really hear, because I always just hear the Paul McCartney one.
Yep.
So, the Elton John and this one, like, I just feel like these are two that are as big as Paul McCartney.
It'd be so funny if, like, each member had their own version of the song. So, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo, and then the other guy.
The other guy, the one that nobody remembers.
His name is still somewhat iconic, but like doesn't pop out as much as Ringo.
Ringo, that's a name right there. But yeah, that's my fourth one.
My fifth, this might have to be my favorite one, is Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Carol of the Bells. Like the epic rock.
Do you know I saw them?
Yeah.
I saw them last Christmas with my mom.
Shout out Andrew's mom.
Shout out to Stacia. I love you, Mom. Merry Christmas. I'll see you upstairs. We're done recording this. So I'm not gonna like, my last song is different. My favorite Trans-Siberian Orchestra song is Christmas Canon. Have you heard that one?
Is it like actually canon, the song canon, but like Christmassy theme?
No, it's it starts out with kids going like Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, and then like
I'll have to listen to it after this.
I've
definitely heard of it.
Good. And like when they say, like, that was the song I was waiting, like the one you're talking about, that's like their song.
Yeah.
But this is kind of another one that's like maybe top 5 songs, and that was like my song, and I was just like, where are you? And then it started, and I was like, oh my god, wait, focus right now. Like, this is your song.
Focus.
Trans-Siberia is so cool.
Such a dope name.
If that was your job,
Trans-Siberian
electric orchestra, like you're just playing riffs on the guitar, but it's like orchestra music.
That maestro just goes to town.
Yeah, it was an intense show. Like there was fire, and there was like lighting effects and lasers, and it was really cool.
So definitely someone you want to see live.
Yeah, you definitely. It's a fun show. It's at the Allstate Arena.
Of course.
Yeah, it was pretty full. They filled up probably 3/4 of it.
Nice.
Stadium when we went. But yeah, it was that's a good one, man. Any more thoughts on it?
Nah, that is one of the ones that I always associate with like the light shows that people think of their houses too. And car commercials, of all things.
Yeah, car commercials do have that one as well.
When a car's like drifting through the snow dangerously. But yeah, go ahead.
So, I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. The reason why I said I feel like you'd hate me, I skipped that song. So I wanted it to be last.
Oh no, I forgot we have our worst song.
Yeah, but this is a song.
Please be the one I hate.
Might be. All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Okay, no.
Oh, okay.
I don't hate that song at all. It was actually on my list. It got pushed up by the Sugar Plum.
Okay, yeah. All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. It's a great song.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
It's a Christmas song. Like it's really good.
Top 10 ones that you're gonna hear all month.
Oh yeah, like it almost could be like number 1.
And I just love the joke of like hitting the piano keys, like, oh, this energy.
Yeah,
like we're going.
Like, it's such an intense opening, and then it goes.
We're into it.
And you're just like, oh yes, here we go. Like you're just so ready to sing it. And
how's it go again? She starts singing, and then what? I love it.
Yeah, I love that one. And so those are like, I guess, like my mainstream ones.
Go ahead and go into your worst song.
My worst song?
Since you thought I'd hate it. Hate that one.
I have 2 songs.
Ooh. Hit me with those deets.
Okay. First one, All I Want for Christmas Is My 2 Front Teeth.
My 2 front teeth. Oh, why is it in my head now?
Oh, but try it when you're whistling. It's so annoying to hear. It is so annoying. Like, I hate that. And that was a song you always sang in elementary school.
Yeah.
Like, that was the song in music class you would sing. And I hate it.
Because literally some kids didn't have their 2 front teeth.
Yeah, I hate. It's such a stupid song. And it's so annoying. So I'm glad you agree with me.
Yeah. Awful.
My second one, it's not that I hate it. I think the song's
overplayed.
Creepy.
Oh. Ooh.
Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Oh yeah.
And like when you hear,
this is weird.
When you hear the Jackson 5, like when you hear Michael Jackson singing it, you're like, oh, like his voice is so good. But then when you hear him saying like, I saw Mommy tickle Santa, you're like, wait, what? Like this little kid spying on the stairwell, staring at his mother, and he's like, I hope Dad doesn't find out that Mommy kissed Santa. I'm like, is a marriage about to break over that? Like, I just think it's a very creepy song. Like back in the day, I think it's fine, but like hear the lyrics now.
Get it? I think when you're hearing as a child, it's more so like, this isn't good because I just realized it's the dad dressed as Santa. But like as a kid, I didn't understand that.
Yeah,
it's mom cheating on dad.
Yeah, that's what you get it when you're like listening to it. You're just like, what the like? That's how like it's kind of the joke.
Spoiler alert: Santa Claus is not your dad.
If you're under the age of 5, don't listen to this podcast.
Whoops.
We could also talk about when we found.
Do your brothers? Do they still believe in Santa Claus?
I don't really think they care. I think we should talk.
They're that cool.
We should add if we had a story about how Santa was ruined for us. Do you have a story?
Nah, I kind of. I mean, since we're already on the topic, I guess I think I was just spoiled like on my way home from school. I think.
Oh, like a kid.
Like on the bus, it was these 2 kids on the bus.
Name drop them right now.
No, I have no idea who it was.
Damn.
It was like elementary school. I think my sister was on the bus too, but we were so far away, age-wise.
Block your ears.
That too. No, maybe I think she was already in middle school, so it was like the year after. I was like, I'm all by myself on the bus. So what do I do? And yeah, this is back in North Carolina. I was like acting all cool. I was like, on my knees, so like my arm was on top of the seat,
Oh yeah,
and I was like
so
looking
cool.
out the window, even though the bus driver was like, "Hey, bring it up above the line. You're past the line." And then it's like I think it was like like November, December, and they were like talking about Santa Claus, and I was like looking over, and like we caught eyes, like, "Do you believe in Santa Claus?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess." They're like, "That's funny," and they're like, they just kept going back and forth. I was like, does he not exist? I was like, oh man. I think already at that point I like already knew, and I like didn't want.
Yeah, you're in
like,
denial.
Yeah. Oh man.
7 stages of grief.
Assholes.
Mine. I think it was around the same time, like 2nd or 3rd grade. I was.
Don't tell me it was Preston.
No.
Shout out Preston.
It wasn't Preston.
We found out other things about life from him.
Yes, we did.
Love you, bud.
Oh shoot. Okay, no, here we go. So it was I was still living with my grandma and my mom at the time, and I just remember kind of going down to the kitchen and opening up the basement door and looking down.
Oh no.
And I just see these 4 Star Wars action figures.
Oh no.
And I closed the door. And then on Christmas Day, there was a package and it said from Santa.
You pray to God that those aren't the action figures.
And I opened it, and because it came in like a big, it wasn't like 4 separate.
Mm-hmm.
It was like they all were connected. And I opened it, and like I was excited, but like my mom could tell I really wasn't excited. And
You get on your knees and do the classic Darth Vader no.
She was like, "What's wrong, Andrew?" And I was like, "I saw this like 2 weeks ago in the basement."
No.
I don't know if it was that big of a devastation to me.
Right, it was already like you had your doubts.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It just, yeah. I mean, I didn't have anybody ruin it to me at a very young age. I did believe in Santa for many years, and I did the cookies and everything. And it's always fun to do that kind of stuff. And,
This is always a question that pops into my head. Do you think you'll do the same thing with your kids?
oh yeah, I know. Like friends who their parents just straight up said Santa's not real, and I think that's sad because, yes, I don't think Christmas should all be about being good and getting gifts, but
Right.
I think Santa is such a fun character.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it was kind of like the image of Santa is kind of ruined when you already know he's fake from the get-go.
Yeah,
And I guess he was an actual person, so you can have that to rely on.
but then but then you're older, like our age, and if I see Santa, I don't know, like a part of me like is still like,
You don't think there'd be like that joy in your heart if you already knew at such a young age that he wasn't real?
but there is that because you see those kids, you're like, those kids think he's Santa, and that's awesome because I thought that at one time, and so I would hate my parents if they were very cynical and they're like, Santa's not real.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's like a cynical thing, because I was going to bring this point out. Is it healthy to build I don't know the word, but like a foundation of lies with your kids, like with the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus? Like, you are the one person they trust. So is it like some things that like these people are real when they're actually not? And it's like, there are other things that like they're met with good intentions. They are lies, but like they're meant to be good lies. You know what I mean?
I don't consider them lies. If anything, I feel like they're making the world fun.
Yeah.
Inventing the tooth fairy, and they leave you $1 for losing a tooth, and then
I just think you have to go about it with your kids in a very smart way. It's like, I'm still 50-50 whether or not I want to go through with that. So if I ever did tell them, I have to like sit down and be like respectful and like, you can still celebrate Santa. He's a great character. And of course be like, don't ruin it for other kids. Don't be that kid. Just enjoy it with them. He can not be real and still have that joy in your heart.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just would let them believe in Santa, but then like,
Because what if you get that one kid that's like, because at that age, I was getting that age where I was like, I was thinking about it logistically. I was like, there's no way he hits every house. He's at every other mall for like a week. How does he make all these things? And I was like, so like, what if I never like come to terms with that. I'm like, parents are liars. What are they doing? What else are they lying about?
You're,
and I'm getting like super crazy about it. I'm not saying that's how I was, but like
No, I'm
I can
saying,
see
like,
a child
that is
being
a very
that way.
intense child. That if they're
Right?
thinking like, my parents lied about Santa, they're lying about everything. They're not even my parents.
What a terrible way to find out you're adopted as well. Well, I think I just came up with an idea for a Christmas movie.
That'd be a good plot twist.
Right.
Well, let's bounce back.
Rolling back.
To,
that was your second.
those are my
worst
two
song?
hated songs.
Okay, I've only got one. And that's stupid Chipmunk Christmas song. Christmas, Christmas time is here. The song itself is fine. I don't need the pitch adjustment. And that is the song that they play in retail. They don't play the normal one. They have to play the Chipmunk version.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying, especially the old Chipmunks. Like, it's so much worse. I think my
That's
favorite.
the thing. I would much rather watch the classic Chipmunk cartoons. Maybe the first Chipmunk movie.
Ooh, the one with the balloon race.
Which technically is that a Christmas movie? Because no, I think it's just because they're in a pine. Yeah, because they're in a pine tree. Remember? And then people cut it down and bring it to like a mall.
Oh my gosh, are you talking about the live action movie?
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the cartoon.
No, I was saying the first one. That would be like a guilty pleasure. I don't enjoy it that much,
Hey
but
man, we'll save that for your guilty pleasure then.
I don't really have a guilty pleasure on here though. So I'll just go ahead and spit that out. But I would probably watch that once every like 5 years. I won't go out of my way to watch it, but if it's on TV, I'm gonna watch it.
The Chipmunks' Great Adventure, when they're in the air balloon race.
Oh, probably.
Like an 80s cartoon movie. It is such a great.
It's been so long since I've seen those movies.
Oh, it's so good. But alright, I can get that. My favorite line always this thing is when Theodore is like, I still wanna hoop.
Oh, God.
That's my favorite line. We can harvest the
Alvin! Anyway, since we're already talking about movies, that's a good segue then.
Segway!
God, we've been...
Segway!
Do you know what a segue sounds like?
Segway!
I don't even think they have horns. I think it's literally just like...
I was just trying to think of a cool transition to our segue, man.
Well, we got meta. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Go ahead and hit your first. Well, no, since I already brought it up. I'm very curious which one you chose. I picked Home Alone 2 as my Christmas movie favorite, and probably my favorite Home Alone movie. I just love the setting of New York City.
Okay.
I think that was really cool. And like it was like a decrepit building and all that. And we don't have to see the nail scene. The first one.
And literally a scene that will always make me laugh is when he gets electrocuted.
Oh god, it shows the skeleton for a second. It's like, you're like shook.
So his scream makes it so funny. Like you could just show
I'm
me
so
that.
sad that we don't see more of that guy.
Oh, you're right.
Cause what's the other guy's name? Is that Pesci?
Yeah,
Yeah. What's the other dude's name?
I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, Joe Pesci and the Wet Bandits, dude. They're great. I mean, it's literally the first movie just set in New York. You can't deny it.
Yeah, literally.
The pigeon lady is the next door neighbor. Like it is.
Yeah, and I loved that they went to like Central Park and seen the
I mean,
so many pigeons.
Chris Columbus just straight out was like, yeah, like it is literally
And I don't think
like a cop-out
anyone cared.
sequel.
If
Nope,
that
nobody
happened
cared.
today, people would be rioting in the streets.
Daniel Stern is the actor.
What were the names? It was Marv and
Marv and Harry.
Harry.
was Joe. Marv was
Harry.
Daniel. Looking at his filmography, he's just kind of in TV shows right now.
Oh,
If you
man.
want to check out some, but he's still active.
That's nice.
Yeah, he was in an episode of Workaholics. So, Workaholic fans right there.
All right.
Um,
Dude with long curly hair kind of looks like a different version of him.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, no, but yeah, Home Alone 2. It's a good one.
Take it Home Alone 1 is your first?
I mean, it was number 2 on my list, but I guess I'll just talk about it.
Right, but the one you preferred.
Oh, yes. Home Alone, the original, I would prefer. Just because I have such a funny memory with it. So, when I was a kid, and we would always go to Blockbuster, I was always that kid. Oh, Blockbuster. Anyways, I was always that kid that just wanted the same movie.
Yeah.
We would rent a movie, and then I would just be like, can we just, like, re-rent this? And my grandma or my mom would be like, no, Andrew, let's watch something else. Like, my mom would force me to watch movies because she knew I would like it, but I'd be so stubborn. Now, of course, now I'm, like, in love with the movies.
Dude, what if your mom didn't? You just, like, loved one movie and you didn't have a passion for anything else?
I mean,
You would be an accountant right now?
She fought me in watching Back to the Future. I did not want to watch Back to the Future, and now that's my favorite movie.
Wow. Shout out to your mother one more time.
One more time, Mom. I love you.
Great child development.
Yeah. So she's like, we're gonna like rent Home Alone. You're gonna love it, Andrew. Just watch it. So.
Wait. Okay. I thought Home Alone was the movie you would only watch. What was it? You said you'd only watch one movie?
Oh, I don't know what it'd be. That was just kind of like generic. Like, I would only watch one movie. And I don't know what the movie was during Christmas that I really loved.
Okay.
But
I thought you meant you, like, when your family went to Blockbuster, you would always pick, like, the same movie.
Oh, no. My mom forced me to watch Home Alone. Because she knew I would love it. And I was so angry at her because I didn't want to watch it because it had humans in it. I wanted to watch cartoons. And
I'm a child. Why would I watch something live action?
Right? That's what I'm saying. So anyways, we
like
watch
Lion
it,
King.
and I just remember dying of laughter. Like, in the moment it was over, I was like, Mom, let's watch it again. And
we need to see the second one.
I was like, within that week, I probably watched it like twice a day.
So good. You can literally
up every time. Like, just, I mean, it's slapstick humor, but it's so funny. And it's still funny. Oh, and that nail scene that we're talking about.
The pizza looks so good.
I love. What is the title of the movie? Do we know?
Oh, that he puts on to scare him off.
Yeah.
I don't know, but iconic.
Great. It is so iconic. Keep the change, you filthy animal. It's great. I love it. It's also every kid's dream.
Yeah.
If you had the house to yourself, what would you do? And you would do all those things.
With loaded parents.
Yes. And you're living in Chicago in a very nice house.
I love seeing the aesthetically pleasing to see him like drip the laundry detergent. Just seeing like glug, 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 glug. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, and the fear of just going down into the basement. And then later he's like, shut up.
I never had that fear with like my basement, but I had like a reoccurring nightmare as a child of like some family friend's basement. It had like that corner, kind of like how your basement is, where you look down and you turn. But I think it was kind of open. It was always dark. It had like just like your door, the glass.
So you would see down there, and you would see like a
just
turn.
Darkness, just total darkness. I'm like, no.
My fear was always I would wake up early in the morning and I would run downstairs to get like a Trix yogurt or something, but like I would creep downstairs because I don't know why.
I haven't had Trix in so long. I need to get some.
I always thought there was this werewolf man in my basement, and I would always play tricks on myself, and like so I would creep
as you're getting your Trix.
Yeah, oh my god, I need to go home. As I like creep to the fridge, I would grab my Trix, grab a spoon, and then I would just run as fast as I can up the stairs back in the room and close my door.
That would make it worse, because then you're just like you feel it like on the hairs on your neck. You're like, the hand is right there. Why am I doing this? If I run a little bit slower, my life is over. Werewolf man, that's such a specific thing. I love it.
So you had Home Alone 2. I had Home Alone. I'm gonna get the generic one out of the way. Elf.
Yeah.
I love Elf. I think it's Will Ferrell's best movie.
I didn't put it on there. I think another thing, I didn't see Elf until like 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, Elf is fantastic. It's so funny. Yeah, Will Ferrell's great in it. Jon Favreau directing it. It's funny. Just the whole story, the premise, my favorite thing. And
the dad is no, I'm thinking of someone else. Never mind. He reminds me of the guy from Step Brothers, the dad in Step Brothers.
Oh yeah. I just learned this like a year or two ago that Jon Favreau and Will Ferrell, they pretty much wrapped production of the movie, but Jon Favreau felt like something was still missing, so literally he just took a camera. Him and Will Ferrell just walked the streets of New York.
Oh yeah,
that was just those two. That was it.
Like, and that's like one of the most iconic scenes.
It does, like when he's running around the revolving door and he's eating the bubble gum and he's like grabbing the flyers. Like those are just random people that they're like, hey, do you want to be in this really quick? Like,
I love that literally he could have just grabbed the camera and been like getting his like cinematographer, but not just like the smallest crew possible.
Yeah, like it. And it's just awesome knowing that was like not even really part of the script, that they just kind of like put that in. Let's like talk about Peter Dinklage in it.
Oh yeah.
And he was still like not even known as an actor like he is now. Like
yeah, that was. I think that was the revelation I made when I watched it. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Tyrion Lannister, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah,
obviously I've seen Game of Thrones before. Elf. Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
It's a fun movie. It's sweet. I get sick every time I see him make that breakfast meal.
Yeah, syrup on the spaghetti. He's got like sprinkles and whatnot all over it.
You know that was real. Like
yeah.
That was all. I feel like I don't know how he could do it. Like I probably would have honestly died.
It wasn't that bad. You just said you would honestly have died. What are you doing?
But yeah, so that's another one of mine. What about you?
The Santa Claus.
Oh,
with
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
That's
feel good. Gosh darn it.
I knew the movies were gonna be a little more like we were gonna hit a few.
I have one that definitely I know you don't have. Yeah, Santa Claus. I don't really have much to say about it. I know. I watched a recent video analysis of it, and like the points they were making, I was like, yeah, this movie kind of doesn't make sense sometimes, but like, I love it still.
I love it. It's one I grew up with.
Tim Allen is such a grumpy man in the movie.
One thing I always noticed, it was Screen Junkies did Honest Trailer on it, and they pointed out that I don't remember this exactly, but like their title was like the movie that made a generation spell claws wrong.
Yeah,
it's because it's so true. Because like it's like claws, like the document, not how you would spell his actual name. And I just think it's very like I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But Tim Allen is great in it.
What's his wife's name in the movie? I keep forgetting her name.
I don't know, but I love her new husband. He's so funny in it.
Is it the her new husband?
Or like fiance, like the girl.
Oh
that
yeah.
Dating. He's so funny.
Isn't it the lady from Freaky Friday that you met?
No, it's not Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's what I was having a problem with. It's not Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, you're thinking of Christmas with the Cranks. That's Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis. You're kind of right.
Wow. How did I mix that up? I'm thinking of Christmas with the Cranks.
Wait, that's not Santa Claus?
Yeah. Wow. Duh, the Santa Claus is the one that Tim Allen turns into. Whoops. Whoops. Christmas with the Cranks.
Okay, well, I like the Santa Claus, and I guess one of Caleb's favorite movies for Christmas.
Why does Tim Allen need to be in so many Christmas movies? They made like what, 4 of those Santa Claus movies? 3? 3. Wow. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about that. But yeah, Christmas with the Cranks. You just said so many things that are perfect, because when you said new husband, I was thinking of the daughter's like fiance, and you said fiance. I was like, yeah, he was funny.
That's funny. No.
But yes, that's Jamie Lee Curtis I'm thinking of.
I like when you said that, I was like, you're so wrong, and then I was like, wait, there's like another movie. I actually have never seen Christmas with the Cranks.
What? So good. You gotta see it.
I haven't seen it.
Definitely gotta watch it this year.
But when I did meet Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm totally plugging myself here. Andrew, the other Andrew, that was the salad guy on catering. that was his favorite Christmas movie. And when we were hanging out with her, he told her that, and he was like, "You just had like a funny story to tell."
Uh-huh.
I don't remember exactly what she said, but she just there was like I think it would help if I remember the movie. She said there was a scene in the bedroom involving her and Tim Allen, and she just couldn't deliver her lines because whatever Tim Allen was doing was so funny, and it took like
I think I know what you're talking about.
she said like hours. She said she literally just hit her face in the pillow because she couldn't stop laughing during that day on set, and that was kind of cool hearing that story from her. And
you get to see her in like a bikini. That was like one of those like, I didn't need to see that. I'm getting weird feelings. Gilf.
I don't know what's going on here. But okay, so I guess we almost had the same movie, but not
Okay,
really.
but go ahead and go to the Santa Claus.
I mean, we kind of talked about it.
I haven't seen that in so long. I remember that one and the third one the most. The third one was that had Jack Frost in it, right?
Yeah, the second one when he's trying to find Mrs. Claus.
Okay.
And it's
I don't
his
know.
son's elementary school teacher that he falls in love with. But the first one, I just love that Santa Claus dies.
He murders
Yeah, he just
Santa Claus.
he kills him,
And
then
he deflates.
yeah, he just
That's how Santa
disappears,
Claus
and then,
works.
like, pulls out the little business card. You're just like, wow, this movie just got dark.
So literally, if you just die, there's no body to bury. Your
But
family will not have an open casket.
one of my favorite little scenes is kind of like the montage in the middle when he's like getting fatter and becoming Santa,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in the park, and like the girl is sitting on the opposite side of the bench, and she like creeps over a little bit, creeps over, and like just sits on his lap, and she's like got like a pony or something, and I don't know, it's a cute movie. I like it. The ending gets a little too dramatic when he gets like arrested and like all the girls come and break him in, but I think it's
The workshop is awesome.
yeah, it's really good. But, so that's another one of mine. I actually do have a favorite Christmas movie, like the number one. So I'm saving that for last.
Okay, is that? Do you only have one more to talk about?
I have two more.
Okay.
Do you have
I have
more?
three,
You have
so
three?
I'll go ahead and
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
jump in. National Lampoon. Is it Christmas Vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. Hallelujah and holy shit. I love that rant. So good. I think that's definitely one of my go-tos.
Well, I mean, you busted my balls, but that's my number one.
Damn it.
I know.
Damn it.
No, I mean, it's fine. It's my number one.
Yeah, we knew that.
To be Mary. My name's Mary. Well, shit. Like, it.
Chevy Chase is gold.
It is fantastic. Like, I love it so much. His rant is great. He's just like, "Morning, the shitter's full." Like, it's just so easy to quote that movie. Like,
His facial expressions, his smile, just like instantly, you're like, oh, it's so off-putting.
And like when he's
Love it.
when he's like Jason Voorhees with his neighbors, and he's just like, I don't know, it's great. Actually, like 3 years ago, I got the chance to watch it with David because David had never seen it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I was really excited about that, and it was like David, Jacob, my mom, and I. We all watched it, and it was funny being able to see David just like crying in laughter for the first time. Like, it's fun to watch a movie that is funny, and like having to like see people experience it for the first time. And it's just one of those movies that like you can't hate because
No.
it's so funny. It has the Christmas spirit. Also, it's in Chicago, so there's a little touchiness right there to us.
Do you know what? I know we were having this conversation earlier with like superheroes always being in like New York, and if they're ever anywhere else, it's like LA, and like Chicago doesn't get as much love, even though you made the argument that like Dark Knight is modeled after Gotham is modeled after Chicago. Yeah, I'm okay because like some of the best Christmas movies in Chicago.
All of
You can have it.
yeah, like Trains, Planes, and Automobile. It's also a Christmas movie in Chicago. All of what's his name?
I still need to see that.
Oh my gosh.
I love Steve Martin. I don't know why I haven't seen that movie yet.
I'm so mad. Hold on.
What? I'm trying to think of the movie title.
No, I'm trying to think of John Hughes. Holy shit, Andrew. The Breakfast Club.
Oh.
Ferris Bueller. all of his movies that he's ever written
Mm-hmm.
are from Illinois.
Oh,
All of his movies take place in Illinois.
that's really nice.
Yeah, so we have a lot of classic 80s movies that take place in Illinois. I mean, Ferris Bueller's no doubt. But yeah, like, I have Transplanes and I'll be right up there. We should watch it. It's a really good one.
I've heard. My dad, of all people, was like really pushing me for it.
It's a really good.
I
Do
think
you know,
that's one of his
the
favorites.
scene
Yeah, I think
with Steve Martin?
when he's freaking out at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I remember.
I love Steve Martin. I wish he was more active.
I know, but.
Is he like officially retired?
No, he just
Or does
did
he
it.
still
He did like a Netflix comedy show. I think, or maybe not Netflix, but I know he did a comedy show.
I don't know how well these movies have aged, but Cheaper by the Dozen.
I only saw the first one.
They were just feel-good movies.
I don't even know if I like remember it. Like, I feel
Right.
like I would just have to watch it again.
It was always just like a cool concept of just having that giant family.
But really back Christmas Vacation. I love the pool fantasy scene. That was always, when I first was watching as a kid, that was a scene my mom would never let me watch.
Oh no!
But then I was a sneaky little bitch.
Oh.
After going to bed, I would sneak back.
You're gonna get grounded.
I would sneak back, put the movie back in, and fast forward to that scene, and then watch it, and then be like, oh, "She's so hot," like, and like try to pause it to see if you could see anything. I don't know. I was a peculiar kid back then.
Peculiar. I think everyone did that. Gosh.
But I loved, like, also in like the shopping center when she's like, "See, like, you don't see the line," and then he like looks down at us and he's like, "Yeah, you don't see it," and he's like, he just gets mad at like that. Like,
You don't see it?
oh, or the fact like when he brings his boss's Christmas gift and they're literally all the same gifts on the table as his, like. And I always loved his Tasmanian Devil mug.
Yeah.
That's always a cool mug. I love it. It's a great movie. It's my favorite Christmas movie. But since I don't have one more, go ahead, do your other one. I swear to God, if you do this, I know you won't, but if you have it, I'm gonna be so mad.
Okay, I'm surprised this one wasn't on your list then. The Grinch animated.
See,
movie.
I guess I was more to movies. I know like Christmas specials are a thing.
But like, it's a movie.
It's like 30 minutes. No, it's not.
It's 30 minutes. It's not 30 minutes.
I'm looking at, dude. It is short.
But like, that's an iconic one.
Oh yeah,
Like, the Grinch. And I love.
dude. It's 26 minutes.
Why do I feel like it's so much longer? But it's a short movie. It's still considered a movie.
It's like a TV episode.
It's still considered a short movie. It's a short film. It's a short animated film.
I love it though. Yes, it's a
Yeah.
classic.
And that doesn't mean I don't like the Jim Carrey one. I love that one too. I would just love the animated one
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more. And the voice, you hear the crackling and the audio. It's so
Authentic.
vintage.
I love
it.
My little
So
brother.
good. And the music.
3 Christmases ago, yeah,
Stink.
2015.
Stone.
We went to California.
I'm mad that that's a song I didn't think of was.
Oh, you're me one, Mr. Grinch.
Yeah. Well, we gotta start the podcast over. Dang, your brothers. Sorry.
No, so we went to California to visit my family for Christmas, and my little brother Henry was just being Henry, and my aunt pulled out a little DVD player, plopped in How the Grinch Stole Christmas cartoon, and he's never seen it. Apparently, he never saw it before. The boy literally watched it for like 5 hours straight.
Oh.
He would just rewind it, and he would just play it again, play it again, play it again. And I'm just like, wow, boy. Like,
It's just something about Dr. Zeus style of art in the animation
it's so cool.
that was so mesmerizing.
Mm-hmm. But
And, like, wasn't there a part where like you look into like Grinch's eyes and they kind of like swirl, like hypnotizingly? I don't know if I'm just thinking something else, but like that. I'm surprised there's never been. Has there been like a Cat in the Hat animated special thing? Obviously, there's the Mike Myers movies.
I don't know if there's an animated one. If there is, I don't know if I've ever seen it. Though. I know there's like a public version.
Huh. Of course, you know if there's a public version of something.
Actually, I can look it up for you. There's like They like made all of the Jim Henson's company made all the iconic Dr. Seuss stories into Hobbit versions.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to do like a new surge with Hollywood trying to remake everything. They haven't tried to do like Dr. Seuss stuff now. We're gonna redo the Grinch, redo Cat in the Hat. We're gonna do
like
live action Lorax.
Oh,
Yeah, live action or maybe what Netflix is doing with Roald Dahl and like do new animated ones.
I mean, they just did with the Grinch.
Right, yeah.
That was our last.
But I mean like 2D animation.
Oh.
Because I assume that's what the Roald Dahl movies are going to be.
I hope so. 2D needs to come back.
Yeah.
I miss 2D animation.
Well, of all people, Netflix is the one promoting 2D a lot more. Just because Illumination, we're not going to get back in this topic again, is ruining traditional 3D.
Yeah. I'm going to segue.
Could you imagine, though, live action Lorax and like live action Horton Hears a Who?
Honestly, no. I don't think I want that.
Be cool. For a second, I was like, would it be considered live action? Because it's all animals? I was like, no, there's people. I forgot there's like people in the world. Andrew's going to be like, Lion King. You didn't notice that earlier when I was like, I said live action? And I was like, just like Lion King. And then you didn't hear it. You like kept going on your point.
Oh, man.
You're going to listen back to the podcast and be like, you son of a bitch. Sorry, you were going to say.
Oh, I was just going to jump into my last one. No surprise, but A Muppet's Christmas Carol.
God, yeah, Muppets had to fit in there somehow.
Right. It's have you ever seen it?
No, I don't think so.
It is.
I don't think I've ever seen a Muppets movie. Don't look at me like that.
We've lived together for almost 2 years and you've never seen a Muppet movie? You're confessing this to me now?
Okay, no, I take that back. I think I know what you're talking. Is it like the Christmas Carol?
It's literally the Christmas
Okay, yeah, I've seen that. That rings a bell.
You're just saying that.
No,
I don't murder you later.
In my sleep. No, I do remember seeing like the imagery of that. But the fact that that's the only one I've seen, I've probably only seen like bits and pieces of it too.
Guess we're doing a marathon. No, but I love it because it's the most faithful adaptation. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Adaptation of A Christmas Carol.
Really?
They literally, like, I would say a good portion of the dialogue is straight out of the book.
Huh.
It is just, it's really good. It's very dark. The imagery is fun. Michael Caine is great in it. He's having a great time just singing with puppets. But yeah, I love it. It's a great one. It's I just love the Muppets. So I'm not gonna talk about it way too much. But
Surprised that wasn't your number one then. Christmas movie. Lampoon just nudges it off.
Yeah, like.
Is it because just Lampoon is just funny?
Yeah, it's just when I think of like the best Christmas movie, I want it. Like the Muppet one, like it's good, but it's not funny because it's like serious because it's just the story, but with Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of think it'd be funny, but it's actually not. It's just kind of you're like, wow, this is actually just like a really serious movie with the Muppets. But A Christmas Vacation is just like.
I'm looking at my list. I'm trying to think. Home Alone 2 or Christmas Vacation would arguably be my number one. Because the last one I'm going to say isn't my number one. I just want to save it for last just for surprise factor. It's I cheated with it also because it's 2 movies. It's Harry Potter 1 and 2. Mostly because I always saw these movies, and just like I said before, 1 and 2 are the only ones I've seen. And 3, but I've seen 1 and 2 like 40 times. And it's because they were always on the ABC.
Oh yeah.
Like 24 Days of Christmas. And that's when I was always see it. I'd see it multiple times during the month of December. And is it the second one where Christmas actually happens and they like celebrate it for a little bit? No, it's the first one because that's the first one. That's when he gets his cloak.
Yeah.
I should know since I've seen it like 40 times, right? But yeah, that's why Harry Potter has such a fond place in my heart because it's so connected with Christmas for me. And you'd think I'd honor Harry Potter a little more by seeing all the movies.
Nope,
not yet. I plan on doing it eventually.
one I didn't put in, but I just put a little star, is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. That one doesn't count.
I know, because it's 2 holidays, but it's one that you can watch on either one.
They skip right over Thanksgiving.
Like,
it doesn't even matter.
Now, I know you don't have guilty pleasures, but I have 2. But you actually mentioned one that I would consider guilty pleasure.
The Grinch?
Hmm?
The Grinch? Live
Yes.
action? Okay.
I would consider the Grinch live action a guilty pleasure.
Is it bad?
I think for us it's not, because we grew up with it.
Right.
I think that...
Well, no, it was over the top and cheesy on purpose.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing I
don't
really get
think
dinged
my
for.
parents like it at all. It's a movie we don't watch during Christmas. I usually watch it on my own.
What do they think? It's stupid?
I think this thing is kind of boring and long. I mean, it's hard to flesh out like
a 30-minute animated
in like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But it's just a guilty pleasure. I like the twist that, like, you know, they almost, like, the Who's almost accept the Grinch, but then they don't, and then he turns evil on them. Like, that was a nice little story, like, to add some more length. And little baby Grinch, so cute and stuff.
Oh yeah. Now the new remake is ruining
I know.
the Grinch.
So that was one. Another one, though, is another Muppet one. It's called A Very Merry Muppet Christmas Movie.
Oh my god.
It's a TV movie, and it's their own spin on It's a Wonderful Life. And
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's pretty bad.
Ah.
It's pretty bad. It's
Oh no.
But I love it because I grew up with it.
Right.
But most of the Muppet community, like, condemns it to be one of the worst Muppet, like, films ever.
Maybe that's why it was a TV movie.
Yeah, it's very dated. The jokes are dated. The references are dated to the early 2000s.
What's so bad about it?
Well, it just doesn't feel like the Muppets, though.
Okay.
It feels mainstream. It feels like they were trying to be,
When did it come out?
like maybe 2003. But I watch it every year. 2002. It's kind of long. It's an hour and 40 minutes. So it's like a good length TV movie, because usually not that long.
Yeah, that probably takes up like a 2.5-hour stretch
Mm-hmm.
with ads, commercial breaks.
But yeah, it's just a guilty pleasure for me. It's
Dude,
you see some weird imagery.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, because like Kermit, obviously, you know the story of It's a Wonderful Life, that he wishes he was never born, and then they go and they see what his life would be.
Mm-hmm.
So Kermit wishes that he never would have been born. With first off, that just doesn't seem like anything Kermit would do.
Right.
So
Hey man, it ain't easy being green.
so then they go into the world where Kermit was never born, and you see where all the Muppets would be, and like Miss Piggy is like a saxophone operator, and Gonzo's like a hobo, and
It's a sex phone operator. What
the Muppet Theater turns into like a sex club kind of thing, and some of the Muppets are like male Muppets are in like spandex, and they're in like cages and sexually it is weird, dude.
Why did they go so sexual with some of these?
I don't know, like it was
They
that
could all
weird
just been
time.
like miserable and homeless.
it was the weird time with the Muppets, like right, like, you know, in that span of 10 years when
Interesting.
the fight with Disney and Jim Henson Company. But yeah, so those are my 2 guilty pleasure movies. But yeah, I think those are our top 10 list, our 5 list, I guess.
Wow. It's already been an hour, bro.
I know.
I didn't think it would take that long.
Yeah, but we actually had quite a few different things.
Yeah. We only had National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, Home Alone.
Yeah, and those 2.
Wow. And the Chestnut song. What's it called again?
The Christmas song.
The Christmas song. Okay. Should we jump into gifts then?
Yeah, let's jump into gifts. So I said let's think of the best gift that you ever got and the worst gift. And when I mean worse, I mean like kind of more a gift that you never used.
Oh, I didn't really go that route.
No, yeah. So what's your worst gift? We'll do that first.
Mine was more so like a lump group. I just said getting socks and underwear as a kid. Which, of course, now that's like all I want now.
Fresh undies.
But obviously, like, your parents are using that as an excuse to, like, change your wardrobe, which I understand. I'm going to do the same thing to my kids, but it's like, yeah, obviously, I love getting socks and undies now. It's perfect. Like, I don't want to go out of my way to buy them myself.
Understandable.
And it's one of those things, like, it's one size fits all. I'm not a giant person. Medium looks perfect. It's not like a t-shirt where medium could be, like, super tiny or super big. Because, like, some brands have different, like, sizing and measurements. But, like, socks are one size fits all. Unless you have gigantic feet. But there's a subclass for that. I'm not a monster. I'm not a basketball player.
No, you're not.
I'm not saying basketball players are monsters. Those are two separate categories. Come at me, LeBron. Okay. But yeah, socks and undies.
For your worst? Okay.
As a child.
As a child, you gotta emphasize that.
Yeah.
So, in middle school, we always go through like weird phases of what we like, what we don't like, and
emo days.
yeah, I mean,
Did you go through an emo phase?
Yeah, I loved Hot Topic just solely because of Nightmare Before Christmas merch.
Is this leading into it?
No.
Okay. I'd say that's more goth. I don't think you were ever like.
I was never emo, but I just loved Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Hot Topic is literally just Nightmare Before Christmas.
It is.
Store.
It is. Like that is their mascot. Like unofficially their mascot. Anyways, in that weird phase of going through that, being introduced to the Muppets in middle school, I was also fascinated with music.
Yeah.
It was about that time when iTunes was really becoming a thing, and I loved listening to different music and finding songs I really liked. And
that wasn't classic fucking rock.
Leave me alone. And I really wanted a piano.
Huh.
I really wanted a piano for some reason.
All right.
I don't know why, but I wanted a piano. And so my parents, being the great parents they are, they got me a piano for Christmas.
Like a legit piano?
Not like a
keyboard.
Yes, a keyboard.
Okay.
Sorry.
A $10,000 grand piano.
They got me a
I think at that
keyboard.
point you would have no life there. Like you were learning piano, and you are going to be the greatest pianist in the world.
Yes. No. They just got me a keyboard.
We are making our money back.
Never touched it. Never touched it. And so it's not the worst gift I ever got.
But
it
the
was
fact
just,
that you didn't utilize it.
It was just this. It was stupid on my part. It was a waste of my parents' money and a waste of a gift that I could have gotten for something else.
Was it a Casio keyboard?
I don't even know, dude.
It doesn't look like the one I have, is it?
No.
Okay.
But like, you know what I did with it? I played. It was like a spaceship for my Star Wars characters. Like when I would play with my Star Wars action figures.
So you go to like the special sound like.
Yeah, like I did not learn how to play it. Like the only thing I maybe learned was the Jaws theme. Like that was it. But that was my.
And that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. That is it. Like I didn't even, like it was just that. I know it gets a little more like da da da. Like I didn't even learn that. Just da 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 da. Like yeah, basic.
But it's not like a complex. It doesn't have a bass line and a melody that you're playing. It's just like a few keystrokes.
But yeah, Mom. I'm sorry if you're learning this for the first time, but thank you so much for my piano. But I guess I'll go into my favorite gifts.
All right.
I got two of them. They were in separate years. First one, my PlayStation 2.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
PlayStation 2, man. I got that. I was so happy. And my second one was my first flat screen TV. Yeah. When I finally had my own TV, like the moment where I felt like, yes.
Oh my god.
I am growing up. I can have this in my room. I can play my video games in my room.
I'm an adult.
I remember my mom was so mad at my dad because there was just this big gift in the corner of the tree. And I was like, Mom,
what it could be.
I was like, Mom, can I touch it? And she's like, no. I'm like, I want to touch it. And Dad's like, why can't he touch it? And I touched it and I was like, oh, it's so heavy. It's a TV. And my mom was like, Jared, why'd you let him do that? And I was like, and I was so excited.
What the fuck, Jared?
But yeah, those
That's
are my
hilarious.
two. Those are my two favorite gifts. What about you?
Now I kind of want to like change it. I got like, I don't know what the word is, but like, too broad with my best gift. But I will go with like another good gift since you owed it to. My family. I say my family, even though I was the one that used it the most. Got a Wii on Christmas, and that was like the year where it was like, oh my god, how do I get a Wii? They're all sold out. How am I gonna get it? So I was like, I'm not gonna get it. That's fine. I guess I'll play with my GameCube for another year. Which I mean, I wish I kept my GameCube. Gosh darn it. But we got the Wii, and it was great, and we played Wii Sports all day. I have such a great memory from it. Not really that great. It was mostly my brother and I that were playing it. My family participated in like the bowling and whatnot, and the baseball. Because bowling is like the one that everyone played, because it's like so casual. But we got into boxing, and god damn it, if I didn't get so pissed off. I was so pissed off that I was crying, dude.
What?
Like, it was at that level.
Why?
I was an emotional, even though this was like 8 years ago when the Wii came out. I was just so, because I was like, it's not registering my hits. And you just beat the crap out of
you're a
me.
sore loser.
Yeah. I can handle it a lot better now. I get angry. I'm just like, just drop it. Just drop it. I get more physical than like emotional when I get angry. But I drop it before I actually like start throwing punches. Like, the only time I ever get angry playing a game now is Smash Bros.
Okay, understandable.
But usually that's like, I don't get angry at the other person. I'm just like angry at myself because I'm like, stupid. You're not doing things right. They're reading you so well. I'm just like, and I have to step away from it because it'll literally ruin my day. But yeah, and my brother was just, I swear he just like started feeling bad. 'Cause he's like, we're really competitive. But like, when it gets to that point where it's like, just stop. So, sorry, Tyler. Shout out Tyler, but
That's funny, man.
that was a fun time. Fun freaking time. But my other great gift, I just put anything like creative. It's like I got like colored pencils and like notebooks and whatnot, which is stuff that like obviously I'd prefer a game, but I feel like for the longevity of my creative life, I feel like that benefited me more to create the creative butterfly that I am today.
Yeah, I think my mom always got me a coloring book. Oh, you know what the
Some
best?
form of outlet.
It would be like those big, like 50, like you would get it at Michael's, and it was like a big folder of like, you had your paint, you had like your 20 colored pencils, you had your crayons,
yeah,
like, a fun pack
like it
of
had
everything.
all art mediums.
Yeah, I remember getting that like 1 or 2 years.
And it kind of was like a fan.
Yes,
Almost
yes.
like that shape. It's like everything kind of clicked into place and out of place.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that kind of stuff.
Like, just looking back at like the things I created and just like how that shaped my mind today and how I want to make things. Now I can turn those things into movies. I don't know where I'd be if I was just playing video games all the time. Maybe similar, but I don't think I'd have like White Panther wouldn't be a thing.
You wouldn't have any drive.
No drive, and I think I wouldn't have the ideas that I have now.
Yeah,
I think I'd be more generic. I think that's a good way to put it. I'd be more generic.
definitely.
Even though I do put a lot of, a lot of thanks to video games as well, because obviously video games inspired us in ways too. But
that's a good
having
segue
both was nice.
to
Yes,
your
my only topic
topic
that I brought up.
that you brought up. So you can start then.
Yeah. My best memory is playing, which is ironic, the game, because the game out of the franchise is one of the worst ones, was Skyward Sword, Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
I played that religiously. I guess the biggest complaint about the game was it was too hand-holdy, and the motion, even though it had like the little motion plus to make the motion that much better.
To clarify, these are video games that we played during the Christmas season.
Oh, sorry. I guess we just kind of skipped over that.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah. Like, fondest video game memory around Christmas time.
A game that, like, so you can think of one, like, and comment, like, what video game reminds you of Christmas, like, that you played a lot. So,
like,
all right.
could be Christmas game or game that you played around the Christmas time.
So go ahead.
Yeah, that was my game. And, like, everything that, yeah, it was hand-holdy, But, like with the motion controls, I felt like mine were pretty accurate, so I don't know where that criticism come from. But yeah, memories of being in my room. I think I just had like a candle lit, and I was like really into it. And it's like I showed you the candle. That's one that's like all the way gone.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I want to find that scent because it was that candle. It was Christmas time. It wasn't like a piney scent, but like I just remember being in my room for just hours, just playing that game and going to town. And honestly, I think that was like my second Zelda game. So yeah, I didn't get into Zelda until like 7-8 years ago, and it's almost my favorite franchise of all time. Amazing game. Yeah, go with yours.
Yeah. I kind of had a video game. I had more toys. When I was young, I was really into I had a lot of Star Wars toys, and I was really into just playing with them. And I just remember always, whether if it was a snow day or if it was Christmas break, the living room would become my galaxy.
Oh my god.
And I would have different people in different planets, which would be like a dresser or the couch or like the TV stand. And then I would make my own movie pretty much. I would play for like hours, and then that would be like end of movie 1. And then the next day would be movie 2 and movie 3.
I know I made the joke in the last podcast, but Disney's going to hear that, and they're going to be like, you get a franchise. You get a trilogy.
And so, yeah, like, those are my fond memories. But in recent years, more like high school, Call of Duty Zombies.
Ooh.
I remember just staying up late.
Doing that theme, the like slide piano keys.
How my TV was set up was, my TV was right here next to my window, and my window was on, you could see a roof, and you could see outside, and so I was on the opposite side.
Oh, you could just see like...
I could just see the snow, and I'd be playing zombies, and we'd be doing Easter eggs, we were trying to get to a really high level, and I just remember like all the great...
Are we talking like classic Black Ops 1 zombies?
Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2.
Okay.
Yeah, a great one that Matt, Nick, and Jake will know is we were doing the Origins DLC. I think it must have been like our junior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Junior or senior, and for Christmas break, and we were like in the final steps before we were about to like finish it, and my dad was like, Andrew, go shovel the sidewalk.
Fucking Jared.
Come on, Dad. And so like I was like, guys, keep me alive. I have to go shovel the driveway. And so
in a match, you were able to do it and get back.
Hold on, it gets even more intense. Okay. So mind
Protect
you,
me.
like we're in the middle of an Easter egg that we're probably like on step like 8 of 10. Like we're so close to completing it. I'm shoveling that sidewalk. Go upstairs. It's fucking chaos, okay? And like I've been down, like I got down, I lost all my perks, but I didn't die or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I lost all my perks. And so I'm getting my perks back, we're getting ready, and then Jacob loses connection and drops out of the game.
This sounds familiar.
Okay, so then it's Matt, Nick, and I, and we're like, what do we do? Do we continue the Easter egg? Do we have to... Luckily, we were only on round, like, 12. So, there was, like, a cap. I don't know what level it was, but once you hit a certain level, people couldn't join your lobby.
Mm-hmm.
But he was allowed to join the lobby. But he only had a pistol and 500 points. And we were still able to get the Easter egg. And those two dilemmas happened. I had to go shovel, and Jacob lost connection, but we still got the Easter egg. It's just a really fun story.
God, that was a trial and tribulation right there.
And that would sum up like high school video game.
I kind of forgot how zombies worked with does it balance the difficulty with the amount of players playing? Like if you had 2 players, are there like less zombies?
Yeah.
Okay, so like the fact that there were 4 players but only 3 were playing at that moment, I want to know the hell that they were going through.
Dude.
I just imagine like the 3 of them, or like 2 of them are guarding you and one of them's like, or maybe just one of them is guarding you and like they're checking the area, and then like they're like, sorry Andrew, I have to retreat.
Yeah, like, but what's worse is when Jacob spawned in, there's 4 of us, so then more zombies spawned, but Jacob only had a pistol.
Yeah, he was at level 1.
Yeah. But yeah, so those are a few of my memories for video games.
Oh my god, dude. I'm getting sleepy.
Let's talk about traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Just what do? Do you do anything in particular that you do every year?
Mine's a little different. We used to, my grandparents on my dad's side used to have a family Christmas with all the extended family like a week earlier. So that was always great having multiple Christmases. Sadly, the family's just so big that we can't do it anymore. It's just my grandma now. But we would always, it wasn't everyone. It was usually like the guys in the family would go see a movie on that day. And obviously everyone's open because it's not actually Christmas Day, but it felt like Christmas Day to me. And I don't think we've ever even seen like a great movie. It was always like average movies, but they're that much better because I saw them. I think Invincible was one of them, and Marshall. Funny enough that they're two football movies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's one that I haven't done in a while, and I would like gladly do it again, especially like when I have a family. Our movie theaters open on like actual like Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. That's not your tradition, is it? Mm-hmm. God damn it!
You suck, man.
To be fair, mine isn't on Christmas Day. That really hurt. I hit my elbow. Oh, there's your payback. Yeah, I noticed that you weren't really cheery, so I was like, I took his. Obviously, they're gonna be. No, I was done.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Christmas Eve, my grandma and I, probably like the last like 5 years, probably like the most newest tradition. This thing called Goodfellows, and on the morning of Christmas Eve, we go to Blooming Gardens. You know where that is in Sycamore?
Yeah, Blooming Gardens. Yeah.
And it's like a big charity event.
Shout out Blooming Gardens.
Where a bunch of people just from the community, they come and they grab a garbage bag full of presents, and you deliver that bag to houses.
That's nice.
Yeah, and so you just pick a district you want, and you can. They say only grab like 2, so people can grab like 2 each, so they can go to houses. And so usually my grandma, we go there. They have coffee and donuts and stuff, and I see faces. Like the last year I saw.
So it's kind of like I was trying to think of the name. Toys for Tots.
Yeah, pretty much like that. And so then, yeah, you just kind of have fun, talk to some people, then you go on your way, deliver them, say like Merry Christmas and everything. You feel good about yourself, and then happy that those kids get some good gifts. And then my grandma and I, we usually go get breakfast and just hang out. That morning. And that's kind of a newer one. And then usually Christmas Eve is my dad's side of the family for Christmas. And one year in particular, I think it was the first Christmas after I moved down here, like to Woodstock area. When I went back up home, we had New Year's Eve at our house, and it felt like Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
And it was just it's probably been my favorite Christmas, was that Christmas Eve, because there was like 5 children running around, there was 3 dogs running around, everybody was just talking so loud.
It's hard to make Georgia feel like home.
Yeah.
It's been home for like the past few years, but like when we're back in Illinois, it's like, no, this is home.
And like I just was like sitting in the back and like just watching everything going on, and I was like, this is great.
I want to move back. I want to stay.
No, you don't. But then on Christmas Day, we usually do like a big breakfast.
Biggest of breakfasts.
Like eggs, bacon, biscuits and gravy, pancakes, everything pretty much you could think of.
I can't wait, dude. I'm so hungry right now.
And then we go and see kind of like the big movie on Christmas. Like last year was Star Wars. Year before that
Yeah, I
was
think
Star
that's the
Wars.
last one
Year
I
before
saw.
that was Star Wars.
Christmas was Force Awakens. That's when I saw Force Awakens for the first time. That was the last time we saw a movie on Christmas. The Sycamore Theater.
Yeah, and then I think this year I'll probably see like Mary Poppins, probably that, or maybe Aquaman, one of those two.
Yes. I can't wait to associate Aquaman with Christmas, bro. My body's ready.
But yeah, those are pretty much my Christmas traditions.
When did we see? What time in December did Last Jedi come out? Was that like the first week in December?
No, it was like maybe the second to last week because Mitchell was down.
Right, but we were up here for Christmas, obviously.
Yeah.
So when did Mitchell come down and then we immediately went up after seeing it?
Yeah, remember because we all drove together.
Oh yeah. I was trying to think of when it came out because we
then,
were really on the edge.
And then Mitchell and I both got pulled over on the same trip.
We were just so hungry, dude.
And Caleb got a flat tire.
I was doing the legal thing even though I was following you at the same speed when you got pulled over.
Blasphemy. But yeah, it was around that time. It's kind of crazy that, last 3 years we've had a Christmas movie. But yeah, so those are just some of my traditions. We can close things on.
Yeah,
why do you love Christmas?
I was looking forward to this the most. I thought this was gonna be hard because I was like, "There's so many reasons why you love Christmas." I think what I always point to is when shoveling the driveway and just being outside when it's snowing, and it's kind of what I miss being in Georgia. Because it snows, but not that much. We got hit pretty good last year, but that was only for a week, and then it melted and went down to 1 inch. But my favorite thing and what I love about Christmas is just being outside when it's snowing. It's so quiet, but you see all the cars driving by, but the snow just absorbs all the noise. And it's at that
wind.
Yeah, it's just gently falling, and it's not that cold. It's the perfect temperature for the fluffy snow. So it's only in the 20 to 30 degree range, so you're not really that cold, but you can still see your breath. And that's when I think of peace, that's what I think of. And it's always Christmas time. I think it was oddly enough, you're gonna hate it because I was in the Hy-Vee parking lot, walking to my car, and I just stood there for 5 minutes in the parking lot, just looking outside. I almost cried, man. I was just I'm just so happy right now. And then family, friends, obviously.
Yeah.
Being around everybody. The generic answer. I don't need to talk about that one.
Nah. For me, it's my parents have a fireplace, and so getting that fireplace started, hearing the fire crack, and sitting down and having a blanket and just seeing the snow outside, having Christmas music on or having a Christmas special on, and then just knowing, I don't know, just knowing that it's Christmas time, and it's just very peaceful and cozy. I think Christmas is always a nice cozy feeling.
Yeah.
It always is. It always feels welcomed. And if I had to sum up,
and
Christmas,
not just Christmas too. I feel that's how everyone feels with their holidays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Kwanzaa works, but Hanukkah is always feels very reflective of Christmas and how they celebrate things.
All of the December holidays, they all just pretty much focus on being with the family and cherishing those memories
and giving
and but yeah, that's what I just love that, and I love just seeing family and seeing the snow until it gets brown and mushy.
Yeah, that is one thing I don't miss, though. I wish there was a nice in-between, because Illinois gets brutally cold.
Yeah, it does.
Not as bad as, Wisconsin, Michigan, or Canada. But, if there is a nice in-between where it's, always 20 degrees for winter, that'd be perfect. Just constantly 20 degrees. perfect snow. Now when snow gets like hard and like icy, and it's like, you were my best friend. What did you do? You are now my villain.
Oh man. Well, dude.
I don't want to go back. I want to stay with the snow.
I think we talked about Christmas as much as we could.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, thank you if you've hung around this long, and hope you're enjoying your Christmas Eve.
I hope you all have a Merry Christmas.
I mean, yeah, if you're just, listening to this while you're getting things ready for your party tonight, or wrapping gifts and you're just enjoying it, just soak it in, because it is the best time of the year.
And appreciate everyone around you.
Yes.
You don't know how long I don't want to get morbid, but life is not a guarantee. So cherish what you have. Definitely. As much as you can. And people get separated for the dumbest of reasons, so be together, everyone.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, have a good Merry Christmas.
And Happy Holidays.
Happy Holidays. We will see you next week.
Yep, with
our Aquaman.
Aquaman, yes, sorry.
Caleb drove blank. We're seeing Aquaman. We'll be talking about that next week. So yeah, look forward to that, guys. Thank you again for listening. This has been Andrew.
This has been Caleb.
Peace.
Bye.